there, and welcome to Buckeye Wars. This is a series I put together telling stories of what it was like growing up in the 70s and the 80s in El Dorado Hills, California. Now, when we first moved into El Dorado Hills back in the early 70s, there was four villages. The beginning, after you came off of 50 and you headed north on El Dorado Hills Boulevard, to your left would be Park Village, and then you would go probably about almost 3 miles, and there would be to your left Governor's Village, and to your right St. Andrew's Village. And then a little bit further down the road, maybe another half mile to your left, would be Crown Village. Now, a few years later, maybe, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe about 76 or 7, somewhere in that area. They did construction up on the hill, Ridgeview, which would have been which is between Park Village and Governor's Village on the left as you're heading north on El Dorado Hills Boulevard. Anyway, they were called villages, and it was really kind of funny in retrospect, thinking back on it. We had what was called the Voice of the Village, which was a 2 or 3 page pamphlet which was rolled up and put inside of cellophane and put on our driveways. I think it was like once a month. I'm not exactly sure how often, but I think it was once a month. And it was called Voice of the Village. It had news about what was going on in El Dorado Hills. And you really felt special if you were mentioned in the Voice of the Village. Yeah. And then, of course, down the hill was Sacramento, so we had the Sacramento Bee. And up the hill, Cameron Park, Shingle Springs, Diamond Springs, Placerville, they had a newspaper called the Mountain Democrat. And of course, my parents subscribed to both the Mountain Democrat and the Sacramento Bee. And I don't think there was any subscription involved for the Voice of the Village. We just got that on our driveway. It was wonderful. And like I said, it was more important to be in the Voice of the Village than it was almost the Sacramento Bee. That's what it was like growing up in El Dorado Hills in the 70s anyway.